Norse mythology is full of different stories and gods. Some of these are well known, and some are not, like the fact that Thor is actually depicted as a fat redhead with a love of humans, rather than the Marvel Universe's muscular blondie. As such, because of these discrepancies, I'll be discussing the main misconceptions of Thor, Odin, and Loki. Thor, as I had said before, is actually depicted as a large red-headed man with a love of the human race. Well, it's more of the fact that he is kind to us as a race. As many of us know, Thor is the god of thunder, and he was very good at being as such, often having many battles and winning with the use of said lightning. Unfortunately, one of those said battles he did not win. This said battle is the battle of which he fought with Jormungandr, a large snake that can wrap around the earth. During this battle with Jormungandr, he did not smash his skull, and because of this, they were destined to fight each other in Ragnarok, the fated end of all mankind and gods alike, according to Britannia. Thor's family includes that of Odin, his father, Jord, his mother, who is a giantess, and I would say Loki, but is a highly debated subject as to if he is actually Thor's adopted brother or not. And so for this purpose, we'll leave it as an unknown. Moving on to Odin, who is depicted as a tall, old man with flowing beard and only one eye, of which he gave the other in exchange for wisdom. According to Britannia, who is also usually depicted wearing a cloak and a wide-brimmed hat and often carrying a spear. Odin is what we would call the overseer or ruler of the Norse gods, although he was also known as the war god. Unfortunately, I could not find anything in terms of who his enemies were, except with that of the giant race. Odin is married to that of Jord, and his son is Thor, although I would also say Loki, but is again debated as to whether or not Loki is his son or a brother. So for now, once again, we'll say it is an unknown. Now, on to Loki. Loki's true appearance is a mystery in itself, as he can shapeshift and change his gender at will. Because of that fact, he is also considered to be gender fluid by many people today. Gender fluid, in a basic sense, is when a person is identifying as a different gender, and kind of like a shapeshifter, they will use whatever pronouns fit them at the time. Although we don't know any main enemies that Loki might have had, he was not well liked in Asgard by many of the gods and goddesses because he would often play pranks and or trick them often. In terms of family, he is the biological son of Farabuti, a leader of one of the giant clans, which, yes, means Loki himself is that of the giant race. He has also many children: Hel, Jormungand, Selfr, and Finir. Although Hel is incorporated into the Marvel movies as his sister, that is not true. She is his daughter. Jormungandr is one of his sons, of which he gave birth to himself. And yes, Jormungand is Thor's main enemy. Selfr is another one and is Odin's 8-legged horse, funnily enough, of which Loki also gave birth to. Last but not least, we have Finir the wolf. Finir is another of Loki's children, and once again, Loki gave birth to himself. As you can see, Loki was the one to give birth to most of his children. Norse mythology is full of different stories and gods. Some of these are well known, and some are not, like the fact that, again, Thor is actually depicted as that of a fat redhead with a love of humans, rather than the Marvel Universe's muscular blondie. As such, because of these discrepancies, I discussed the main misconceptions of Thor, Odin, and Loki.